guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have a global and JP data download right here. Looks pretty good. We got a lot of good stuff here. We'll have the LR Goku and Vegeta. We got Metal Cooler. We got new stages, tickets, all types of stuff, right? Okay, so I guess let's just quickly look at, so the units are coming out. What is this? Is this midnight for me tomorrow? Whatever. It's like the banners drop in like 22 hours or something like that, right? It'll be, of course, 2 LR banners, one for Metal Cooler is the Carnival LR, and then, of course, we have Goku and Vegeta as well, who are the Dokkan Fest. And then we have the banner unit, Krillin and Gohan. So here's what the JP banners look like. This banner, as expected, is a monster. You know, Goku and Vegeta are, I need to use them a lot more. They're somewhere in the, you know, maybe like 4 to 7 range, or 8, or 3 to 8 range of best units in the game. They're up there. They're very good. This Goku and Vegeta, I feel like people misunderstand how good this unit is quite a bit. This unit is very busted, right? Krillin and Gohan, I'm not the biggest fan of. They just don't really have much of a purpose, unfortunately. Full Power Frieza, UI Goku, still very solid options on some of these teams, and AGL Cell is a god, right? So this banner is going to be strong. We can expect STR Kid Buu, I believe, to also be on this banner. AGL Metal Cooler absolutely will be on this banner. And we'll see what the other remaining characters are. Then we have the JP Carnival LR banner. Krillin and Gohan are very meh to me. Janemba is a ridiculous, like, top 15-ish unit in the game or something like that. LR Tech Broly is just ass at this point, right? He's just old. Grade 8 Vegeta has a lot of value in, you know, difficult content events, you know, small niche category stages and missions and stuff like that. Grade 8 Vegeta is a solid unit. Metal Cooler is, like, definitely in there as, like, a top 10 unit in the game contender. I don't know how to feel about Metal Cooler. I don't know. He's different than a lot of the other LRs we've seen lately. We could talk about it. Now, one thing that's actually pretty good here, so we have these 2 banners. So here's the global banners. Dokkan Fest banner is exactly the same. The global Carnival banner, though, this is nutty. It's Goku and Gohan who are here instead of, whatchamacallit, Grade 8 Vegeta. That's crazy. That's crazy. Goku and Gohan, I think they're a top. So, like, this banner, Metal Cooler, Goku and Gohan, and Janemba, that is unbelievable value. Like, just really powerful characters on this banner, right? Like, that's crazy. This global Carnival banner, this is the best non-Dokkan Fest banner probably ever. Like, besides step-ups and stuff like that, of course, right? Like, I'm not talking about, like, you know, the New Year step-up or something, but, like, just, like, all previous Yellow Coin banners, just dunks on all of them. This banner's pretty crazy, I think. Goku and Gohan, they put in work, man. Janemba is crazy. Like, this is strong, right? Like, if this is what the new format is gonna look like, yeah, it's fine. And let's see, this is 3, 4, 5, so there's still 2 other LRs that are gonna be on the banner. They probably would be very old LRs. I don't know, maybe like Goku, Trunks, and Pan, or like, you know, I don't know, STR Full Power Frieza or some shit like that, right? Like those level of characters will probably be like the last 2 LRs. EGL Majin Vegeta or something, right? I don't know. So those are the banners. Global definitely looking like they're securing a W with that. That is nuts, right? I probably would still recommend, though, for global players to try and keep your stones towards the Dokkan Fest banner. You're always going to get more value there because you're summoning for characters that are actual leader units most of the time. Metal Cooler himself is a really good lead with the 200% to Wicked Bloodline, right? But like LR, Janemba, and Goku and Gohan are not characters you're running. They're not leader characters, right? That is something to keep in mind. Okay, so before we take a look at the units, let's just quickly take a look what we got in here. So, we have, of course, the LR Metal Cooler, right? Again, drops in, it's like 22 hours or something like that. We got the Goku and Vegeta Dokkan Fest. Remember that they are, it's like, it's weird. It's like, they are like a costume change character, but it's like, it's a transformation as well. It seems like they've kind of like the original costume change characters, Videl and Evolution Blue Vegeta. It seems like they're just kind of retiring that method, and it's like, you know, Gohan and Krillin and this Goku and Vegeta, they are like technically transformation characters, but I mean it's like the costume change thing, right? But remember that, you know, like these two versions link with each other, for example, right? Whereas the costume change characters, Evolution Blue Vegeta and Videl, do not. So you do want to keep that in mind. Here's the Krillin and Gohan. Again, not a fan. I don't really see where you're going to be getting a lot of use out of them. We have, this is the Dokkan event right here, new event for the Goku and Vegeta. We have we have a new Dragon Ball story for the first Cooler movie. This is only on JP for some reason. This, you know, Dragon Ball story, you know, Cooler event. Not really sure why it's only on JP, but whatever. I mean, Global's just going to get it randomly in like a month or something like that. But I mean, this, again, it should have just been on both, right? Very odd. There's a couple of movies in there, sure. A new support memory related to the Dragon Ball stories. So, for 2 turns from the start of battle, Terrifying Conquer category allies get 1 key and 10% attack and defense. Okay, I mean, that could be useful, again. Super Battle Road stages, or like Easy A's or something like that. Well, I guess you can't use them in Easy A's, right? But Super Battle Road stages, I think that this could be very solid, right? You know, because this is, most of the strong Wicked Bloodline characters are all Terrifying Conquer, stuff like that. We have a new Infinite Dragon Ball History stage versus Extraordinary Super Warriors. Okay, cool. Then we have, now again, a lot of people were up in arms about, oh my god, the banner format is so bad. I think the banner format is good. I've been saying this since day one. This, to me, though, this is the thing that's like very scary, I think, is this event where there's, like, for the first time basically in Dokkan history, actual boost characters, right? As in, literally this specific new summonable character is good in the event. To me, that's much more concerning, I would say. Although, these are all very common gacha game practices, right? Like, the shit is probably coming, whether we want it to or not. But, you know, this is more of a concern, right? Like, it's like, these stages probably are not going to be, like, tougher than Cell Max, and it's like, if you have LR Metal Cooler, like, all of a sudden you're able to easily shit on it, right? It's not like that, but, I mean, it is still scary, right? Because it's like, for the Cooler stage, stage 3, Goku and Vegeta are going to completely destroy it, and then for stage 4, right, Metal Cooler, we know is going to completely dominate it, but that's for, you know, this one, the Saiyans and Wicked Bloodline event, right? These are new skill orbs that come with the event. I think these are missions. Let's see here. So, evasion and HP, crit and attack, and then additional and attack. Wow. Dude, these are crazy. Okay. That's, they're pretty good. That is, whew, boy. Like, additional and attack? That is strong, dude. 5 additional and 200 attack. That's, yeah, that makes the equipment, like, system way better when they're dishing out stuff like that, right? Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. So we have that. There, of course, are the banners. There's a bunch of these tickets, right? This is a thing on JP where you could summon and you could get, like, IRL prizes, like phone cases and shit like that, right? I believe Global does have Pilaf Trove tickets in there. So that's what those are. We got a bunch of assets for the various different story events, stuff like that. Yep, Metal Coolers, Gokus, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the units. Again, I think that this Goku and Vegeta, they're somewhere in the mix of like a top 7-ish unit in the game. Something like that. They're really good. To me, this feels like a character that's going to be very strong just on like a million teams. This is going to be a very good character to just throw on a lot of teams. Potentially, their transformation could be hard to get, right? Because you need to have them do 3 supers and take 7 hits. That's a lot, right? Which the reason you would want to do that is because that would allow them to do the active skill, and they get basically an extra 10% damage reduction. But I mean, when you look at their link set, this is crazy. Golden Warrior Super Saiyan, prepare for battle, shocking speed, Saiyan lineage, fierce battle, legendary power. On a unit that oftentimes is double supering, right? Like, they're, I think, really quite powerful, this Goku and Vegeta. I think that they're a very strong unit. The only thing I would say, I guess, would be I wish that their damage reduction was just a little bit higher, right? So it's 20% in base, and then it becomes 30% once they actually transform, right? They get 30% damage reduction. And then at that point, their additional has a 70% chance to super as well. And they do crits at 24 key. It's just like, you look at what they're doing, right? With their built-in additionals, they have built-in crits, right? Even right here, they get the extra 50% attack and defense on 18 key and 30% chance to crit. I like this character quite a bit. I really do. I think that they're going to be very powerful. Very easy to use. Like, if you take a look at their best linking partners, you're just simply going to see a lot of characters that people love to use. People like using, you know, AGL Gohan still, the Tech Gogeta, Namek Goku, 3rd year anniversary Gogeta, right? STR Vegito. Like, these are the characters people like using. This link set is just such a crazy combo, right? I'm telling y'all, you guys will be able to get very good value out of this unit. I think if they would, like, double super, you know, and they've got the damage reduction up, they should hold up fairly well, even against these big-time red zone bosses. You know, Metal Cooler, Final Form Cooler, Broly, Omega, Bojack. I think this unit should perform pretty well. I like them quite a bit. I think this is a very, very good character, this Goku and Vegeta. Then we get Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler is tough, man. It's very, very tough. So this guy, right, offensively is not the craziest ever. Now, when I say this, he does do good attack stats. You're going to see him oftentimes, I think, put up impressive attack stat numbers. But he doesn't have additionals or crits or anything like that in his kit. I always say this is one thing where people kind of got a little bit confused when it came to Int Majin Vegeta, right? Where, you know, every once in a while he could put up a decent attack stat number, like an 8 million number or something like that. But with no crits or additionals built into his passive, he's just going to, over the long run, pale in comparison to other characters that have those. Same thing with Metal Cooler here. Having no additionals or crits, I think, is probably my main concern with him. I do feel like they could have done a little bit more for him. This guy can hit over 700k defense, you know, once this is built up. All right, he does get defense on both of his super attacks, which is good. And he'll be doing, you know, 11 million attack stats of 700k defense and stuff like that, right? Is good, but I do feel like this guy is definitely not as good as Final Form Cooler. I think Final Form Cooler is definitely better. And guess what the thing is about Final Form Cooler? His ass is sitting in slot 2. So this Metal Cooler becomes a floater on his team. Like, this guy's a floater, right? Which it's like, I'm not saying that as in he's like ass, but, you know, when the new unit is a floater on its own team, that's usually not the greatest sign. I mean, to be fair, this guy is going to dominate in slot 3. And he does have, it's just very interesting. You just, if Metal Cooler is ever killed, you just fully revive for free. I could see this guy his place in the meta. This guy will be relevant for probably years to come. You can utilize, I think, this revive with Metal Cooler, very similar to something you could do with like AGL Pycon Tech Androids, right? In the future, a tough EZA, you just throw Metal Cooler on the team, right? Because he dies and boom, it's, you know, all right, you just get a full reset. Because not only does he revive, but you also heal too. So, you know, an unconditional revive is really crazy. And especially one that gives you your full health back. Again, this is a tough character for me to place in terms of how good he is, because, again, he is, like, he wants to be in slot 2, right? He's certainly not a slot 1 character. And you could say, like, oh, well, his role is to die anyway. It's like, that's true, but that works once. You can do that once, where he dies in slot 1. And then, even then, you know, his defense is high enough built up that he could eat a super attack from one of these tough bosses, you survive with a sliver of health, and then the next characters in the rotation could die. That is possible, right? I don't know. I feel like this guy is good. I think saying he's like out of the top 10 to me is probably very unrealistic. Like, this is definitely a top 10 unit in the game. But it's just like, I'm going to want to use this guy a lot. I'm going to want to test out his team. I think his team is very good. I like this better than Carnival Goku's, right? Although, to be fair, both of these LRs are on Carnival Goku's 200% team, right? The Goku and Vegeta and this guy are both on that team as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. One thing I would say too, this is very important, is Wicked Bloodline 200%. You have some of the better defensive slot 1 characters in the game on Wicked Bloodline, right? All the Golden Freezes. So it's like this healing, 10% here, 10% here, right? Potentially you get this 5% here with another Metal Cooler in the same turn. Then you also have auto regeneration, which also gives you HP regen. That HP regen only matters if you have characters that could eat the biggest attacks in the game. But Cooler's team does have that, right? Like, that's the thing. Golden Frieza and Final Form Cooler and these characters can live super attacks from these big bosses. And then this guy could potentially then just heal you back up. So I will say I'm having difficulty rating exactly like how good this guy is. I want a lot more time with him. But certainly if you think about it, like Global's banner, this guy's definitely like top 10 unit in the game, somewhere in the top 10, right? Goku and Gohan, I think, are like borderline top 10. Janemba is probably like 15 to 20. So that Global banner, again, you have 3 characters right at the top of the game, all very impressive on different teams. That could be very good. But I'm going to be very interested to use this guy, I think, not on his own team, but on Final Form Cooler's team. This guy would only be on a 170%, but Janemba with the 200%, Golden Frieza with the 200%, Final Form Cooler with the 200%, right? That team, this guy is definitely a nice addition to Final Form Cooler's team. No doubt about that, right? And this guy, again, he could tank normals from Cell Max, Broly, all these big bosses. Super attacks is what could crush this guy, right? But he is good. He is strong. I would say I do wish they'd given him one more thing. I think a permanent Scouter on this guy could make a lot of sense. That would be beautiful. I think that would solidify this guy. Scouter, if he had that. Because then it's like you could always put him in front of super attacks. Or you could say, oh, that's where I'm going to put Golden Frieza right in front of that super attack. I think they could have given him that. Or they could have given him maybe a guaranteed additional super. One of those two things. Scouter, guaranteed additional super, I think would have made this guy a lot better, right? A little bit more on par, I would say, with Final Form Cooler. I do just feel like Final Form Cooler is like better though, like just like outright, right? Whereas like at least with Goku and Vegeta, could I say they're better than Carnival Goku? Maybe, probably not. Nah, Carnival Goku, because I mean he's just a slot 1 god, right? I don't know. They're both really good, like top 10 LRs for sure. I don't know if they're quite completely on the level of the Part 1 LRs, but they certainly are not like as sort of like good / okay as typically these Part 2 Yellow Coin LRs usually are. I like the Vegeta and Goku last year, but Gohan and Krillin, nah. You know, LR, STR Kaioken Goku was good. Grid at Vegeta's like, okay, right? Like, you go through the history of these Part 2 LRs, I would say that these two are definitely better than any combo, like, top legendary summon banner LRs they've ever released, right? Like, these two are definitely looking pretty good. Characters that are on a lot of teams that are good, also a lot of teams that need help for both of them. What are their teams? Pure Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Full Power, Powerful Comeback, Join Forces, Movie Hero, All Out Struggle. Besides Pure Saiyan, I like the addition to every other category. Pure Saiyan doesn't need anything. Super Saiyan getting another top tier option I think is good, because a lot of those top tier Super Saiyans have begun to age a little bit, right? You know, characters like LR Tech Gogeta, SCR Vegeta, stuff like that, right? These teams, all nice though. Movie Heroes, oh my god. I guess except for that team is just so stupid. Such a dumb team, right? So, let me know what you guys think of them. Then we have the Krillin and Gohan. I am not... dude, the link set, the teams... Like, I guess they could help you on Battle of Wits? I guess? right? Like, this is just like a damage dealer, but like, they're not damage. They're not going to out damage, you know, big damage dealers in some of these other teams. I don't really get it. I feel like this unit would be completely fine. And then if they were also just giving join forces, I think 3 key, 40% attack and defense. That's what they should have did. Right. Keep everything exactly the same, and then you just have one more line where they're giving join forces 3 key, 40% attack and defense. I think these banner units, making them defense and support is the smart way to go about it. Look at what are commonly agreed upon as the best banner units. Rakumen Goldo, STR Piccolo, 19 and 20, Berter and Jace. What are these characters doing? Supporting and defending. Pretty much all of them, right? So, I'm not really too high on this character. I think they could put up numbers potentially, but I don't know. Every unit could put up numbers, man. Right there. That's the thing. Like, too often I feel like people get, that's a sick 9 million attacks right there. It's like, yeah, I mean, we could pull up 50 characters now who could do that, right? Like, we're not comparing, these characters like, well, I mean, that 55%, STR Vegeta, like, he can hit those numbers. Like, yeah, man, all these characters are hitting hard these days, right? So, let me know what you guys think of the 3 units here. Again, Goku and Vegeta is definitely, I think people are not giving them enough credit. Metal Cooler, perhaps it's me not giving him enough credit. I could definitely see this guy being a real force on these teams, though. But I just see him as, most of the time, a slot 3 unit, which is very weird to think about. Right, on release, he's a slot 3 unit, but whereas this character will probably age out much faster, this guy's lifespan might be forever with the way he's set up, right? Because it's like, the thing is, too, yeah, dude, this is just very interesting right here, right? So, let me know what you guys think about Metal Cooler and Goku and Vegeta. A lot of good stuff going on with these 2 data downloads. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.